Hey, Aristotle, how you doing?
I'm fine. Just contemplating my life thus far. Not quite well. Anyways, what about you?
That sounds sad. I was doing the same. So, this is a weird segue, but I am starting up a paper printing company, and I was wondering if I could interview you. Be good for the front page.
That sounds fine, but it's gonna have to be tomorrow.
That works for me. See you then.
See you then. Oh, Fabio. Come on in.
Thank you.
Any water, Fabio?
It's alright, we can just get started.
Okay. Anything over here? What would you like to know?
Well, we know you are a pupil of Plato, but today I would like to focus on rhetoric.
Okay, I love rhetoric. It's nice to hear someone's interested in it.
I can't lie, I am a fan of your work, which is why I was so excited to run into you yesterday.
Oh, that's so refreshing to hear. Not a lot of people are fans of my work, unfortunately.
Yes, well, tell me what the key things in rhetoric and how do we define each of these terms?
Well, there are three main things in rhetoric. I'll go definition by definition. We're first going to start with logos. Logos is logical reasoning. So let's say, for example, a madam is in the court in the local village, and she is talking about how she heard from someone that stonings have risen in recent climate. Then the person that she is conversing with says, "That's interesting. I've heard that stonings have risen in this season." The other person that she's conversing with says, "Oh, where did you hear that?" And then the lady says, "Oh, I just heard it from a local guy down the street, right?" Okay? Doesn't know the source. So that means that her comment is neither valid or invalid.
But I have also heard that stonings have gone up in recent times. From what source this information has originated from, I do not quite know.
You prove my point exactly, Fabio. Because we do not know where this source came from, and if it is a valid source, then we do not know if the argument is valid or invalid.
Aristotle, can you give me more examples?
Yes. Margaret walks up to Beth Ann. Margaret says, "Beth Ann, have you heard that we need to start buying wagons instead of horses? Because horse prices are at an all-time high right now." And Margaret, so dumb. But Beth Ann replies, "Where did you hear that source from, Margaret? I have not heard it." And Margaret goes, "From the wagon owner, of course. He told me all of this information." And Beth Ann says, "Well, of course he's gonna tell you that horses are at an all-time high, and we need to start buying wagons because the wagon owner wants us to buy more of his wagons." And then Margaret says, "Gee, Beth Ann, I didn't think of it. You raise good points.
Yes, I see. Very insightful. What about ethos?
Ethos. Ethos deals with ethical problems. So that deals with people's personality, how they are perceived, how their characteristics. And based on those characteristics, a person may be more believable to other folks. Let's take, for example, the gods from above tell you to do this certain thing so that you enter heaven with them, right? You're going to do what they say, right? Because you want to go to heaven, right? But then the people from underneath say the same thing to you. You have to do this, this, and this, and it will be paradise down here for you. Who are you going to believe?
The gods from above.
Why?
Because I know them to be truthful and kind. While down under, I know to be ruthless.
Treacherous, horrible, evil. Yes, yes. Exactly. That's basically what ethos is. That is what ethos is. You are siding with the gods because you know them to be kind, thoughtful, and true. While the gods from underneath are quite the opposite.
How about you give me a couple more examples?
Let's say that two people are debating, right? They are running for Athens
President.
And competitor number one says that, I know, which people have known this competitor, okay? For Fabio, are you listening? People have known this competitor for years. But the thing about this competitor is they are nice and caring to your face. But behind closed doors, they are evil and mean, and they talk shit about you.
Oh.
Okay? So that first competitor says, I know I've been wasting a lot of your money, right? But give me more money and vote for me in this next election, and I will make it better. Okay. That's component one's argument.
Right. But what if they're not corrupt?
Yes. The non-corrupt component, yes. They are lesser known. They're new, okay? They're new.
Okay.
But they are kind, compassionate, and charismatic to your face and behind closed doors. And they say, I want to give back to everyone. Just to give back. You don't have to pay me. Right? Just vote for me and I'll try my best.
Very authentic.
Yes.
I like it.
Who do you think people are going to vote for?
Competitor 2. But competitor 1 makes a strong argument at face value, so more likely than not, they will vote for competitor 1.
They will vote for competitor 1 because they know competitor. They don't know that he talks shit about them behind closed doors.
Right.
Right.
However, they should be voting for competitor 2.
They should be voting for competitor 2 because competitor 2 is authentic.
I see.
Yes.
That's awesome. But I want to move on to pathos.
Pathos is the part of rhetoric that's supposed to evoke emotion. Shakespeare-esque. Where art thou? Right?
I see.
Romeo, Juliet. Emotion. For example, let's just take into consideration. You have two madams pawning over you in the court, Fabio.
Well, I must say I am pretty used to that.
you would like to think so, Fabio.
Well, I am Fabio. So what about these pondering women?
These pondering women. One is very outspoken about her love and affection for you.
I see.
Tells you. Writes poems about you.
Mm.
And gives them to you.
Mm-hmm.
She tells you how much she just wants you as her husband. While the other one feels all the same things. But she keeps it to herself.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. There's no pathos in the other one, eh?
Who? They came up to you. They're like, choose between one of us. You know, choose. You gotta choose.
Mm.
Who would you choose?
Well, the one that has the most pathos, of course. All of that love and affection that I see. She obviously loves me, but I'm not sure about the other one. There is more fulfillness in there.
You're absolutely right, Fabio.
I should be, yes.
You are very right, Fabio.
Yes, well, you are Aristotle. But sometimes I can make my own critical thinking decisions as well.
Maybe. Not to take a morbid twist on this, but to further my point about pathos, evoking emotion, right?
Yes, indeed.
Let's say we're at a funeral.
Oof, okay.
Okay. Boy one, or boy, goes up to talk about his friend, right? Talks about how he's this beautiful soul who not only takes care of his animals and his family, but he goes around and helps local children, right? Mm-hmm. And now all those children are lost without him. And then the audience members are crying because they're like, oh, this beautiful, beautiful soul, we are going to miss him.
I hate when people cry.
Yes, Fabio.
So sad. Disheartening.
Yes, Fabio.
Well, those are pretty good examples, Aristotle, but my main question still, with all of these in mind, what is the definition of rhetoric?
Okay, the definition of rhetoric. Rhetoric is a way to argue with people. It can be political. It can be about beliefs. It can be about legal, right?
Sure, absolutely.
We've all had these conversations before. So, let's say, for example, this circle right here. This is what the message, this is what you want to get across to people. There are 3 different paths you could take. You could take ethos, logos, pathos. And we just went over each one, what they mean. And you can use either just one of those to make your argument, you could 2 of them to make your argument, or you can use all 3, combine them for one whole meaning to make a strong argument that will touch everyone.
I see. But are you aware of the critics regarding your rhetoric?
Oh, yes, it's hilarious. Peanut-sized brain.
Yes, but some have said that your work is merely how people discourse, and you use this just talking and not the truth.
Well, no one can be 100% sure of anything. So, when people say that they are speaking the truth, that's not the full truth.
I see.
So nothing that we do can be either completely true or completely false. And I am just helping others.
So you're saying your rhetoric holds truth?
It holds mostly truth.
Are you aware that people are saying that you have made rhetoric a far too simple for such a complex term?
I think this is a hilarious comment, Fabio, because I am merely just taking rhetoric and separating it into the main parts of what makes rhetoric rhetoric.
I see. Well, I think that concludes the interview. I really appreciate your time.
I had fun, Fabio.
What are you going to do now?
I shall go where the wind takes me. Probably south, though.
South sounds good.
Don't tell anyone I told you that, though.
Your secret is safe with me.
It better be because... yeah, right.
Alright. Now shoo! Be gone! Kicking you out of your own house.